Time now for the business day. State-owned oil refinery Petrojam is defending its pricing mechanism as petrol prices continue to rise. Petrojam hosted a press briefing recently explaining the factors that influence its pricing. Andrew Laidley reports.
According to Petrojam's general manager Winston Watson, a pricing committee meets every Wednesday to determine petrol prices. For the last 13 weeks, that committee decided prices should increase because of volatility in the global oil market.
Right now, the market is very volatile. You have a lot of geopolitical issues going on. You have issues with Iran, with the United States. You have Saudi Arabia. I mean, there are lots of things happening. And then you do have the bad weather. And even though the bad weather was a couple of weeks ago and people are saying, well, the freeze is over, so why are we still seeing the effects? You have to remember, the refinery shut down because of bad weather. During that time, they lost power, they lost water. Now you're trying to start back up the refineries, and starting up a refinery is not something you do overnight.
He explained that there are other factors like transportation, government taxes, and import charges which must be accounted for in the pricing.
You're looking at 2 or 3 pricing from the ex-refinery to the marketing companies who then put a markup on it, and then to the retailers who also put a markup on it, on the pricing.
And although pump prices are higher,
the reference price that we use has nothing to do with our production costs, and therefore, while the revenue line goes up, it does not necessarily translate to increased profits.
Meanwhile, Mr. Watson has called on the Office of Utilities Regulation, OUR, which has a seat on the pricing committee, to participate in the meetings. Andrew Laidley, TVJ News.
The Bank of Jamaica, BOJ, says electronic retail payments declined in 2020. This was outlined in the central bank's annual report. The BOJ says the fall-off in electronic payments mainly reflected a 15% reduction in credit card transaction volumes and a 29.7% decline in automated clearinghouse check values. The total volume of retail payment transactions processed during 2020 was 109 million, valued at $3.4 trillion. Currency trading ended today with the US dollar selling for $147.64. The Canadian dollar sold for $118.40. The pound is going for $204.97, while the euro ended the day at $178.21. The JC Index gained 3,845 points today, and the Junior Market Index gained 46 points. Among the winners were Caribbean Assurance Brokers, Blue Power Group, Everything Fresh, Paramount Trading, and Iron Rock Insurance. On the losing side were Siboney Group, Sterling Investments, JMMB Group 7.25%, Palace Amusement, and ISP Finance Services. And that's the Business Day news from overseas after the break.